Yeah, yeah. We just chillin' and vibing. Good conversations with good people. Oh, good conversations with good people. Yeah, yeah.
Today's guest is a true mover behind the scenes, man. One of the silent engines that keep the culture running. He's the man helping dreams move from vision boards to stages, contracts, defining moments, from artist development to deal negotiation. He been building, packing talents with purpose. It's only right when we bring to the mic the founder of Do Management Incorporation, my Greek family and brother, Mr. Warren Dew Jr. Welcome to Chillin' Vibe Podcast,
What's
brother.
good, y'all? How y'all doing? Let me start out by saying, you know what I'm saying? Let me just throw it up there, put that out there, a little something, so you can see what I'm ringing with here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Keep that away,
yeah,
keep that
yeah,
away
yeah.
with me.
Hey, hey, right, yeah, wrong color, brother. But
I
hey,
got
I'm
you, bro.
glad you came to the podcast, man. We do appreciate you, man.
No, I
Yes,
appreciate it,
sir.
man.
Yes,
I'm here to share and learn at the same time.
yes, sir. But I know you're a very busy man, so we're gonna get started real quick. All
Okay.
right. So, what inspired you to create the Dudes Management Corporation?
So for years, I've been in the media industry, and during that time, prior to that, I was signed with Atlantic Records. I went to High School Music and Art, the Fame School, and I'm very connected to a lot of people that have talent. Like literally, when I sit back and look at my life, a lot of my good friends I went to high school with, they're talented. I went to music and art. I went to Fame High School, and
Right,
so because I had a job that paid my bills and took care of my family, this other thing was a hobby for me. Dues manager is more of a hobby for me to connect. I'm a networker, so my goal was to uh, take people to that next level and share their gift with the world, to try to help them utilize their gift to bless their bottom line, to pay their take care of their bills and things of that nature. But I wanted to use what God has given me as a networker to bring people together and help them. So that's why Dues Management was created. And
right,
now
right.
I'm focused on doing it even more because I do need to fulfill my bottom line and theirs. You know.
Respect, respect.
Who was that artist or person that changed dude's management from just a vision to it's out there on the mainstream?
Well, a couple of them. The one person I would talk to about right now is Ayana George Jackson. Ayana and I went to high school together. Ayana's she was just on Broadway playing Michael Jackson's mother. She's on Broadway doing some other things. She's about to do an event at the Apollo, the famous Apollo Theater coming up. And watching Ayana perform and being on stage and doing what God has blessed her to do and it's able to pay her bills, it was like a drug for me. It just, you know, I was excited that she was doing well and doing what God blessed her to do. So I would say she's a major changer. Another guy named Zion, he's done songs with major people out in the market, but he's a gospel hip hop artist and a minister. So
Mm,
watching him on stage and bringing him to a church atmosphere and having people that might not understand hip hop love the songs that he's doing, love hip hop, but he's singing a message that's changing lives. It's something that I like to do.
respect,
I would
respect.
say those two
Ah,
those two people.
okay, okay. How do you decide which artist you want to work with? Is it energy, talent, work ethic, or is it
Well,
all three?
let me clarify the artist thing. So when I first started, of course, because I'm an artist, I dealt with artists, but I don't just deal with artists now. I deal with anybody that has a gift. So it's spoken word. I have a friend named Vanessa Hittery. That's another one that's changed my life. Vanessa is a she went to music and art with me, but she does spoken word all around the world. So I get her gigs from time to time. So it's motivational speakers. It might be a singer, an actor, whatever you talent wise do. I want to use my network and my connection to connect people. So it's not just that, but it's definitely your vibe. You got to be positive. I'm not going to be out there managing or marketing or trying to get someone a gig and they don't fit into what I do. I'm not, you could do what you want, but I'm not going to help manage that. So if you're cursing every 5 minutes, if your lyrics are not in line to what I do, I'm not going to do those things. Those things might be right for you, but it's not right for me. So I wouldn't mess with those things.
Respect, respect.
What's one risk you've taken in your career and you realize it was worth it?
Um, So as I told you, I was doing this thing as a side gig. What I took recently 5 years ago. I was a vice president of a local newspaper in the area that I work in, and I left them, started doing real estate, and during that time, a friend of mine that I've known for 30 years asked me to join his company to be VP of his media company. That was a big risk because I had, when you have a job that's paying you a certain amount of money, you know that check's coming in. Now I have a job where I kill what I eat. If I don't kill it, I ain't eating it. So that's the risk, but I like it. I mentally I'm not going to be punching the clock ever again in life. I'm not going to be sitting behind somebody's cubicle ever again in life. I just can't. I got to go out there and make things happen to make money. And I know that God is going to bless me to that point where financially I don't have to worry about things. And it's not going to be because I want spinning rims or gold toilets. I want to make enough money to make sure people around me, if they need funding, I can help them.
Respect, respect. So, what's a lesson that every up and coming artist needs to learn before they sign anything?
Number one, you need to love what you do. That's number one. Number two, don't trust anybody. And what I mean by that is I try to keep people honest, because even the most honest person, if you open the door for them to cheat you, they just might, because we're all flesh. We all make mistakes.
Mm.
So I would get a lawyer, someone that knows what they're talking about, somebody that knows law, and check any contracts before you sign them. I don't care who it is. If it's your mother, sign the contract with them. Get somebody that knows what's going on in the check. And I'm being facetious with the mother thing, but the point that I'm trying to make is protect yourself at all
Right.
times.
Respect.
How do you stay ahead of the curve in your industry?
So I'll ask you to clarify what industry, because my industry is everything. So I'm in media, I'm in networking, I'm in talent. I would say that just staying connected with your network. There's a phrase, and I think I get it wrong most of the time: 7 degrees of separation. Um, I think in any case, I'm three. If you ask me right now, Warren, I want a camel. I'll find a camel. I know somebody that got a camel. You tell me, I'll figure it out. Why you laughing?
That was a camel was crazy. Nah.
But the
That
point that
was
I'm saying is, I don't care what it is, man. God has blessed me to be a networker, and I know somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like you and I were joking before we got on this thing about,
Mhm.
you being a cap and me being a Q. Bro, you know this you know this, and I just called you bro because you are my brother. Like just being in that Greek organization, our network is
Mhm.
crazy. Crazy. You and I
100%.
got a chance to break down any walls that we might have had before this thing, joking about you in the wrong 1911, and you said I was in the wrong 1911. That conversation
Correct.
got broke down and got us to love each other in 5 seconds just to talk. And as I
100%.
said, I mean, you've made a mistake of doing the Kappa thing. I mean, that's your mistake you made. You know what I'm saying? Everybody makes mistakes,
Uh,
but
you got too much dip in your chip, OG. You got too much dip. But nah, respect, respect.
yeah.
Is there a project or a moment in your career that really made you say, "Yeah, this is why I do what I do"?
So, oh man, in my very first concert. So there's a guy named Molly Music. I don't know if you heard of Molly Music, but Google him. He's dope.
Ooh,
But in
ooh, 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 ooh. It sounds familiar because it was a song. It was something beautiful.
Yeah, yep, That's one of them.
That's
So
my.
I went to a concert with Ty Tribbett somewhere. I don't forgot where it was. It was in Jersey, and this guy opened for Ty Tribbett. And after the concert, I went to his mother. I was like, "Listen, this kid is dope. I would love to bring him to my area. I was living in Horseheads, New York, which is the Elmira Corning area. Long story short, that's when I decided to do dues management, and I did a concert with Molly Music, Ayanna George, Jason Brown, and I'm trying to think who else. I think it was them, and they opened for Molly. And through Molly, I met Zion because Zion did a song with Molly. It was a Zion song that Molly did called Trouble. Google that, Trouble. It's dope. It's Zion's song, but Molly's on it. And I think I had 600 people come out to this concert. And man, like I don't understand how people get addicted to drugs and things of that nature. I know it's, but now I do because I'm addicted to that. That was my addiction right there. That having that night where those people were using their talents, getting paid to use their talents, and other people were just on a high from their talents. And I was in the background like a puppet master, making it happen. Man, that made me feel good.
Respect.
That's what's up. Speaking of community, how important is it to give back to your community?
Well, listen, man. To me, God will you reap what you sow, and you'll get an overflow. And when God gives me stuff, man, overflow or not, I make sure I give back because that's the foundation that I was set. I mean, people gave back to me. I've been in this media business for a long time, and I wouldn't be here if it wasn't because of, I can go through the list: Olivia Lamel, Virgil Smith, Sam Martin, Chris Hendricks, Monty Trammer. These are all the people that had something to do with my career. And so I always make sure I give back because Mick Hunt, I'm here talking to you because of Mick Hunt. Mick Hunt and I talked about something, and I believe my relationship with him is going to grow and expound because I'm gonna do more things with him. But I believe that God will continue to bless me in the things that I do if I take care of others. And if nothing happens from that, I still want to take care of others. But I believe they coexist with each other.
Respect. Respect. If your management legacy had a mission statement, what would it be in one sentence?
Um, I want to share your gift with the world. That's it.
Respect. Respect. Respect.
NYWT Media, what is your role there?
So New York, it is. I'm the vice president of the company, Capital Region Independent Media, and it's NYVT is New York and Vermont. That means we have media papers and websites and those types of things in that market of the capital region of New York. The capital of New York is Albany. And so we own a bunch of products around there, print and digital. And I'm the vice president of the company, and I'm publisher of five of the 7 papers, something like
Mhm.
that. Yeah.
New York
Respect.
is a big
Respect.
market.
Yes, it is. So when I say New York, I'm talking about New York State. So it's out of the 5 boroughs. We're not in those areas. We're ways away from that. But it's the areas of New York State near Albany.
That was up. That was up. Like who's someone that mentor or inspire you behind the scenes?
Um, I would say the mentor behind the scenes would be the memory and the legacy of my parents. And if I can make sense of explaining it to you, I ask my kids almost every day that I can, what's your name? I make them say their name and who's watching you. And then they say their name, Warren, West, or Kennedy, and God's watching me. Yeah, so the person behind the scenes is my parents, man, making sure that they're proud of me. I lost my mother October that just passed. I lost my father years ago. I carry his name. My son carries our name. I just want to make them proud and let them know that the blood, sweat, and tears they put into me made something. I did something with it. So that's what's behind my goals and the things that I do.
Stay in New York now?
So I live in Massachusetts, Western Massachusetts, a place called the Berkshires. It's a county, and it's about the borderline of Albany in New York. It's not far from that area. So I'm closer to New York, Albany, New York, than I am to Boston or the city of New York. The city of New York is about 3 hours away. Boston's about 3 hours away. So I'm close to the New York State area.
All
Mm.
right, so you're a New York fan or a Boston fan?
Oh, you never say that again. I'm from the Bronx, New York, born and raised. Ain't so there's no Boston fan in me. I'm
Oh
full
yeah,
New York. New York
that
Knicks, the Giants, any New York. So my teams are the New York Knicks and the Giants. And if they're not playing, it's going to be Brooklyn or the Mets, and the Jets. I'm New York all the way. But yeah, New York Yankees.
that that was so that was so. My mother's side is from the Bronx too, so gotta represent the Bronx. You feel me?
So it's funny if we sat here and pulled back that 7 degrees of separation. I bet you I either know who your mother is or people that know her.
You might know all of them. You might know 'em,
Yeah,
but we'll talk about that after the
yeah.
podcast.
Afterwards.
Yes, sir. But OG, this where Mr. GVO get a little deep questions. We want to ask you how you doing mentally, spiritually, and physically, man. You ready for these questions?
Yeah.
All right, that's a bet. Have you ever had to walk away from an artist you believe in because your value didn't align? And what did that teach you about leadership?
So I've been a leader for a while, man. And if I got to walk away from something as a good leader, my feelings are not that bad because I've done everything right. I've done everything to get you to that point. I explained to you that you can't do these things because it's not going to fit what I do. I gave you the blueprint. So I'll answer it this way. When I was in Asheville, New York, as a telemarketing, I was a sales and marketing manager, and I was in charge of growing the readership for that paper, and I was in charge of the telemarketing department. There was a young man that used to work for me there, and he didn't show up to work. And the telemarketing manager came to me and was like, "Hey, well, Mr. Dude, such and such didn't show up for work." I pulled him aside and talked to him. I said that you got to stop doing this. Well, that night, because I was single at the time, that night he was at a club. So he didn't show up to work because he said he was sick, but he was hanging at the club. Well, I fired him the next day and played basketball with him that Saturday. You know what I'm saying? So I'm cool with it because he knew he did wrong. And if he
Right,
needed me to help him in any way, I would help him. But when that phrase that what is it? It's business, not personal. I don't
right,
like that phrase. Everything's personal to me. And when he didn't show up for work and do the job that I knew he can do, he's affecting my business, which indirectly is affecting my personal life.
right.
So if I got to cut ties with someone, most of the time I've done everything possible to make sure we can make it happen. And if it didn't happen, it's time to cut. And I can make that. I'm a leader, so if I got to keep it moving, I keep it moving.
Respect, respect. What's a moment in your career that broke you down, but ended up building you stronger?
So I would say right now, I mean, financially, I'm not where I want to be. I want to be a millionaire, and I know it's going to happen soon. And not like I said earlier to you, it's not because I want spinning rims. That's old school spinning rims and gold tallest, but I want to make sure that number one, financially, I can pay my bills and not worry about things, but also help someone else. I got a young man right now that was put out of his house because he had beef with his mother's boyfriend. And he wants to go to the army, and he needed a place to stay. Well, I couldn't let him stay here for many reasons. I can go down another time. But I want financially, I wish I had the money to put him up in a hotel without blinking. You know what I'm saying? To do that without even here's a hotel for 30 days. That's the place I want to reach, and I'm not there yet. So that's what's frustrating me right now.
Respect, respect. How do you protect your own mental health while carrying the pressure of guiding someone else's dreams?
So I would tell you my life has changed drastically over the year. I had gastric bypass a year ago in May. I've lost almost 80 pounds. And even I was over 300 pounds. I'm 5'8". I was over 300 pounds, and now I'm about 230. So I want to get to 200. I share that to say my health is 100% better. I feel much better about myself. And so that's how I deal with any issues, is that I feel healthy. I'm happy about myself. Now it's a double-edged sword because even at 300 and something pounds, mentally I thought I was still a man. you know, I'm
Right.
confident. I'm a confident dude. But I wasn't the best person I could be at 300 and something pounds. Hopefully, I answered your question.
Oh no, you did. You did, OG. In that moment, when the phone start ringing and the spotlight dims, what keeps you grounded in your purpose?
Prayer, prayer, and realizing that I have a purpose, I have a goal. God put me here for a reason. You know, this is not a cocky statement. It's a very confident statement into who is guiding me, and I believe the Lord is guiding me. I wake up in the morning and put my feet down, and I want the devil to be mad, like, yo, he's up again. you know, I want to make an impact every day that I wake up, and that's what I do. I believe that when I walk in the room and I'm a part of something, I change the atmosphere. I am a what's the phrase? A thermostat. You know,
Right.
a thermostat changes the atmosphere. That's who I am. I'm not a. I don't just read the temperature. I change things around me. And my goal is to, and I said this when we was at with Mick Hunt, is I want my name to mean something. For instance, your podcast, right? If
Mhm.
someone asks you, hey, I want to do your podcast, and you share with them that Warren Dews is on your podcast, I want that to mean something. Oh, Warren did it? Oh, it's good. I want my name to mean something. So in turn, that helps you because they know Warren ain't doing this if it's garbage or if it's against certain standards. So I want my name to change lives around me, not just open doors for me, but my name opens doors for someone else because they know me. They got through that door and they got to pay their bills.
Respect, respect. What's your biggest fear as a black businessman in this entertainment industry? And how do you push past it?
So my biggest fear is getting to the point where I don't try. I'm one of those dudes where you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, and I try to take a shot every day from anywhere. And so if I get to the point where I don't take shots, then that'll be my biggest disappointment. I I don't mind taking risks. Now, if you're that type of person, you're going to make some mistakes. You're going to have some bumps in the road, and you might have even people around you kind of be more conservative than you are. You
Right.
gotta have some of those people to keep you smart, but don't stop your hustle. I love my wife, but my wife is not me. She's more conservative than I am, and I remind her, me taking shots from all different places got us to where we are today.
Facts.
Respect.
So Warren, what advice would you give an entrepreneur just getting started in your industry? What would you tell them?
Build your network. There's a thing that I do that I learned from someone years ago, is that whatever you're dealing with, understand what your network is. If you want to sell ice cream cones, sit back and look at your network. In your network, you don't have somebody that does that business. You don't have somebody that understands marketing. And I'm not just talking about like a mentor, but even a mentee or mentor or someone, not I don't use the word beneath you, but someone that's under you in a way where they might not have as much knowledge as far as age is concerned, but they might know that business more than you. Your network could help you fail or succeed. And we're not on an island. You can't do everything by yourself. But what you can do is build your network. So anything that I need, no matter what it is, I should have a network to help me do it.
Respect, respect.
Warren, if somebody wanted to get in contact with you, how could they do that?
Via email or call me. My email is wdewsjr@gmail.com. That's WDEWSJR@gmail.com. Phone number is 413-212-0130. 413-212-0130. People might be like, yo, you just give your cell phone number? I'm like, listen, call me. I don't care. I'm a
Right.
publisher of several papers, and when I go on Facebook and I have a customer flipping out on Facebook or saying something crazy, I message him, call me. And
Right,
you know what
right,
that
right.
does? It stops their foolishness. Because now you can't. I just told you to call me. Here's my personal number. This ain't a company number where you can get voice. This is my personal number. Call me directly and we can talk about this.
Right, right, right. Before we go, before
Oh,
we go, before we go, what kind of music gets you in the zone and who you vibing to when you're not working?
Um, great singing. You know, I keep bringing up Ayana George. Like her voice just blows my mind. So that type of music. There's a young lady named Maya Asusena, a good friend of mine. Raish. There's a young lady named Raish. Raiche. So dope. She's so dope. I remember hearing her voice one time at a church. She was like 14, 15. I was like, yo, she's dope. And you know, she's out there. So good singing. I love good singing. But the groups in my life are like Commission, Winans, Fugees, you know, any 90s music back in the day, you know, music like that.
Respect.
That's what's up. But Warren, we know you're a busy man and you got to get to a gala, but we appreciate you for coming to chill and vibe. But before we go, let everybody know what we doing, man.
We're chilling and vibing, man.
Appreciate you, man.